The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
This episode of Hands On is brought to you by Ceres Lasal Football Club.
Oh man, you guys got the music in it and everything. That's super cool. Welcome to another show, Hands On. It's the final one of the year, 2013. It's a bit of a sad and a happy episode at the same time. We want to continue to do this, of course.
We'll be happy if there's bonus.
If there's bonus, yeah, sure. Thanks a lot to Ceres Lasal Football Club for helping us out with this show and allowing us to do this on a regular basis. And yeah, so this will be the final one. We'll see you guys again sometime next year. And let's introduce who we have on the show today, Coach Hans. Obviously, it's a real pleasure, a real honor to have the man himself here. Very busy guy in the world of football. He plays for Pachanga Diliman. He's a star for that team. He is a national team, youth team coach, and also a coach of UP Diliman. So yeah, let's all welcome to the show, guys. Anto Gonzales is on the program. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's an honor as well to be with Coach Hans and Jing on this very new yet very entertaining and popular show.
Oh,
Yeah.
entertaining, yeah.
Oh yeah. So tell us, Anto, do you watch this show at all?
I've seen the episode on Chiefy and on Coach Wise.
Cool. Putting him on the spot, just to see if you really are
We'll
watching.
put him in a deeper hole later.
Obviously, you're just coming fresh from, a very good run in the UFL Cup. Pachanga Diliman wasn't exactly one of the teams that was looked at as a contender in that competition. You guys wowed a lot of people, and you guys came very close to winning that competition. How does it feel? I mean, Pachanga Diliman, obviously very close to your heart. How was that cup run for you?
Actually, John told us right before the kickoff for the finals. He told us,
John, by the way, is John Gutierrez, the manager.
Yeah.
John, the manager. He told us, guys, I'm very proud of what you've achieved. This is, if we get it, if we win, it's just icing on the cake. But for me, at that time, we were in a very good position to really push the club into the next level. And I thought that we don't deserve it yet unless we show everybody that we can really compete with the big boys, which is like Meralco Global. And so I told the boys during our huddle right before kickoff, guys, I don't agree with John that we already deserve this. We don't deserve it yet. Let's show it to them today, to ourselves, that we deserve it by playing really hard, by giving these boys a hard time.
Holy shit. Oh, well, I was just about to cuss there. I was going to go ahead of you there. I was going to say, well, you guys definitely showed them that day. It was pretty incredible, especially in the opening 15, 20 minutes. They were...
Yeah, so far, if I do say so myself, it is the best finals.
Yeah.
Cup, league, whatever. I mean, not a league, but the cup finals. Not to put down the other clubs that played in the past finals, but because the other finals were a little bit, the score, you would see that it's almost one-sided. But now, nobody really gave Pachanga. Everybody said, yes, Loyola. Okay, given that Loyola is a stronger team, they really showed their true form this year in the cup. I was one of the guys who said that Loyola can go all the way.
Right.
But Pachanga, a lot of people didn't give Pachanga a chance. But they showed their worth. I mean, not saying just because Anto here is our guest now, but I've been saying it before. I told you before. I mean, this is the best game so far.
Oh,
it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining. I think everybody got their money's worth. Literally now, because there's ticket sales now.
That's right. Yeah.
No, if it's just small, but that they got their money's worth. I mean, the televiewers also. I'm sure they were excited to see, and nice. It was really entertaining. The game was very entertaining.
It must have been a good moment for you. I mean, last season, all the talk that surrounded you was your move from Loyola back to Pachanga Diliman. Obviously, is a club that's closer to your heart, and everybody was saying, it's a tough choice. There's trophies and a possible dynasty that you guys are making in Loyola, and then obviously something that's more of a love affair for you with Pachanga Diliman. So that must feel really great for you now that you're getting closer to winning trophies as well with the club that you moved to.
Yeah, definitely. When I moved back, my only intention was really to help the team.
Right.
And like just little by little, inch by inch, get to the level where the bigger teams are.
Yeah.
In spite of our financial constraints. So that was really the target. And I think we're slowly getting there. The management is really committed on making a stronger team for the league, and we hope to just maintain or at least improve on our showing during the cup.
Should we do football 101
Sure.
at this point in time?
The topic now is
something very
close to the heart of Anto also.
All right. So actually, before we touch that, though, I did want to ask you a question, if you don't mind. How old are you right now?
Biologically or in terms of body?
Not like mentally or anything. Like, how old are you?
32.
Hey,
You're 32.
Yeah.
I told you, we're all honest here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm 45. She's laughing about.
I'm 26. So you're 32 now. I remember when the UFL started, I was still working as assistant technical director. I met you as the coach of Diliman, which at the time was struggling with the players playing in the UAP and all of that. And then all of a sudden, when I left the UFL for a while, when I came back, you were already playing again. And I was like, wow, Anto, he can really play, Like before I saw you, and obviously you don't look very scary as physically, you know what I mean? But when I saw you play in the middle of midfield and you were, bossing the midfield around, I was very impressed, And I was like, you would serve as a perfect inspiration for people like myself who have been a slob for the last 2 years or so, and you're looking to get back into playing, So how did you do that? Obviously, you were coaching already. Were you still staying fit, running a lot, getting yourself?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay.
During those years that UFL wasn't really very big yet, and I was
not big enough for you.
More into coaching at that time. I kept myself in shape, primarily because I still had that vision of someday, maybe, because I really wanted to get back into the national team.
And you did, yeah.
And I was able to, although sparingly, a role that's very sparing only. Anyway, so I had that vision all along, even when I wasn't playing with the club yet. So during the afternoon, I would really run. I would do strength training. I would play wherever I can, like play in the high school, in Claret High School, my alma mater. So I just didn't want, like, when that opportunity comes, and I would suck because I didn't prepare myself enough. I didn't want that to happen, and I wanted, when that opportunity comes, I wanted to be ready. So
wow.
Anto doesn't live the good life. He lives a healthy life.
Sometimes.
Don't start there, Anto. Babubuking kita dito. Akala mo, maraming nanonood. Good life meaning, like you said, slob.
Yeah.
Anto, when Anto just started, there were only a few young guys years back that I already have told the PFF that had the potential of being good coaches in the future. Like Lloyd Lim, God bless his soul, he's not with us anymore. Even Pilo Rosel, Philomen Rosel, UP, also opted to do just with his work. No, then the other one batch with Pilo Rosel was also who's coaching who did well with the Ceres. I think with Ceres or no West Negros. We call him Kaplog, Nonoy Fijidero. Okay.
Always the best nicknames down south,
Oh yeah. Kaplog there doesn't mean here, it means something else. But this is a football show, folks, so we're not going to expound on that, explain what kaplog means, okay? The others will be laughing now. Sasabihin na, putangin na ngayon si Coach Sanso. Sira ulo naman. Kaplog ka rin. Anyway, kaplog, di ba? Kamatis.
I don't even know what that means. Can you guys see? Like, I'm being left out here because...
Well, I'll tell you off air. I'm trying to think about what it is, but I know it's something else. Anyway, like I said, Anto, he's a young 32.
Right.
Okay? Anto is 32, like you were saying, biological or whatever. His physical and mental is about 26, same as you. But you're inverted now. You're the 35, 36, although you're 26 by now.
Physically, yeah.
And I've seen that years ago. And I have also given I'm not trying to take any, what do you say?
Good luck.
Think what I say now, but I told the PFF already before, especially the youth. I think I mentioned it in one of our previous episodes. I said, if you're going to make a program, the youth like that, it's not to reward. If you put Anto in the under 19, it's not reward anymore.
Right. I remember that.
Keep him in the under 16s or under 15s.
Right.
Because if you're doing well there, you have to keep it that way. You know, if Anto or anybody for that matter is, not productive anymore in the age group they're handling, then you move them somewhere else. Give them a desk job or something. What I'm saying is, if they're doing well, keep them there, and you have other coaches in the different law. This is what we lack, the program. And I know Anto agrees with me because this has been going on for decades, like I said. I mean, we have no real solid program starting from the grassroots. I mean, moving up. I mean, it should be like the other countries you'd see. Myanmar, Indonesia, Thailand, you know. You see,
Malaysia now, especially.
Yeah, Malaysia. You see the 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds before representing the country. Now they're playing the under 23s. Things like this. At least the core. Us every year change.
Yeah.
Every year change. But the coach change. There's not a program.
But
You'll never get anywhere.
at least talking about the grassroots, the PFF has made at least a big step, like in reviving the Kasibulan project. So at least now more kids have been introduced to the sport. The only challenge for us now is on a national level how to really select players from this pool of kids.
Right.
And really train them to be future national team players.
Selection, Anto, is not a problem. I don't think selection is a problem. It's how to maintain, how to put them together.
Yep.
That's the problem. Because you cannot have a national side. Like, I pity the teen Ascals, the under 19s. Alvin Carranza, who's managing that, he's spending his own money on just like Dan does with the Ascals.
Yeah.
But you cannot have a training session, let's say in Cebu, then another training session in Manila, then a few days before you leave for the international competition, you train there for a week or a few days. That's not gonna happen. That's why, and taking into effect also that the youth are students. And you know how it is here in the Philippines. There's no real support for national youth teams. Maybe in basketball only, because basketball is just the professors and the teachers personally. But you talk about football, or you talk about volleyball, or whatever sport that is. You know, I mean, there's no. Of course, the parents' worry will be number one, will be their studies. Number one. Like I said also before, in Malaysia, when I was there, they were about to start only the camp for the under 16s or 17s. I was at the FAM. FAM, by the way, is the Football Association of Malaysia. Because I'm a very good friend with Deputy Jensek, who's retired now, Datu Yap. I was seeing kids coming in, and they're already with Malaysian colors. They're coming in with Malaysian, that means they were already given while they're in province. So what are these guys doing here, these young guys? Oh yeah, we're about to start this weekend the camp for the under 16s, under 17s or something like that. I said, but it's school year time. Oh yeah, no problem. Everything we have programmed down already. They have tutors. You know, they train twice a day. In between, they still have their classes. Yeah. And they are supposed to study. There are people from the family that watches over them. So it's not just purely football.
Right.
But there's support. So maybe that's why the parents, you know, support that.
Yes.
Support their kids to play for national. Here, there's none. I mean, I'm not trying to belittle PFF or anything because there's nobody in the PFF right now, and I don't have to make sip to PFF. Okay, there's nobody. I think PFF no needs to get somebody who can really do a freaking good program, you know, and in all aspects, financing and all that, and getting these young players of ours, especially those who are not from Manila, because the ones who are from Manila obviously can still go to class. and then go to training after in the afternoon or early morning, and you get excused to be late or what have you. But what about these kids from the provinces? Kawawa naman. I mean, yeah, okay, people can make a livelihood now out of football. But what do you do after when you retire? I mean, you can see the PBA players. There are a lot of PBA players. Where are they? They don't know how to use their money. It's okay if they married somebody who's really wiser.
Right.
You know?
So, just to make it clear, you're handling the under 16s.
Under 16.
Under 16s, and how is that? Like, do you encounter a lot of these problems as well?
Yes, just like what Coach Hans said, like the prioritization between school and football. You know, I encountered the problem of not having a complete team because of school commitments. Some players weren't released by their schools, and of course the training suffered also because we couldn't get the kids at an earlier time. So we had to schedule our training camps in such a way that we won't exceed the maximum number of allowable absences by the Department of Education. Otherwise, the kids wouldn't proceed to the next level. Yeah. So those were the problems or the challenges that we faced during our preparations. So
just like I said earlier about the team of Alvin Carranza, the under 19s. It was a shame when they went to, was it Indonesia? Did they compete in Indonesia?
Yes. AFF and AFC in Indonesia.
You see, even before that, they did their camps, they had the player selection already, but some, like the FU players, some like Nano and Bugas, weren't allowed because FU was promised by the PFF or the management of the Tinascals that they'll be back at a certain date so they can attend these classes like that, and they didn't. So the school didn't anymore allow them to go. So that's two strong midfielders out there right away. And then the keeper, he was part of the team in the one that they did in Australia, which they won, right? He couldn't go also because of school. Okay, and then some strong players from Davao, from the provinces, weren't also allowed by their schools at the same time by the parents because they were missing so much classes.
Right.
So there's still a lot of work to be done for Philippine football, especially in the youth divisions. No? Just like Anto said, PFF brought back the Kasibulan for the grassroots. But what happens after that? Kasibulan is grassroots, okay. So when these kids become 15, 16, 17-year-olds, what? They just play for the school team and then wait to be selected for a national side. That's not a program. If we really need a program, like I said, we need, an expert, a czar, if you may say so, that knows how to program, and get all of these people, get the help, get sponsorships and all that. Make everybody happy. The program is there, make Filipino football happy. The number one important thing is you need to have the parents and the youth here in the Philippines because we're school-based. We're school-based. No matter what you say, we are school-based. The US, we actually played football more organized earlier than the States. But in the States, they have programs wherein, in the community here, we call ourselves like in the barangay. You have one team in the barangay. Then, let's say a barangay in Muntinlupa. You have a tournament for that. Selection there will go to a higher level of competition where you talk about the city already. From the city, you get the selection there, the strongest team of Muntinlupa, selection of Muntinlupa, let's say. That will go to the, let's say, NCR, National Capital Region Finals, in any age group. These are selected starting from the smallest, from the inter-barangay. You get it from there. That's a program, because that's how it is. It's a progressive thing.
Right.
You cannot go from here, then boom, right away you're there.
Right. So that's what they do, like the state champions, city champions, and all of that.
They have community champion. They move up.
Ours,
state, then
Right. Ours is always very school-based, because I remember being selected from Makati and then competing in NCR and all of that. So correct.
You see, a lot of Filipinos don't understand when they hear player of a state champion. They say state champion. That's a freaking big deal.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about state, you're talking about, let's say here, if you're talking about in Philippine scene, I'm correct. Geographically, it's
Regions.
the region. It's NCR.
Yeah.
The whole of National Capital Region.
Yeah, if you're playing for that team, that's
you're the
pretty
champion
good.
there. That means you're the best. We've had a lot of tournaments in the past, even now maybe, but you cannot say that's the whole thing, because it's just normally joined in by the schools that have football programs.
And then only in a small area.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the whole, like you talk about Iloilo. Let's say Iloilo. If you talk about Iloilo, then dapat may Barotac, may Santa Barbara, may City, may kung saan. These guys, they play against each other. Then you can say you are the Iloilo state provincial champion.
Right.
Okay? Even the collegiate level, like in Bacolod, Nopsea, how many teams are there? There used to be 4, now 3. I mean, maybe 2 lang eh. I'm not even sure. But
So it's not as prestigious in that sense because there's
to
only
them it is, of course, because it's in that area. But if you're talking about the bigger, if you look at it in the bigger picture,
right.
it's not doing us any good. It won't do us really any good. Because there are still a lot of other players that have not been identified because they are not that fortunate enough to be in a school, for example.
So definitely this is something that needs to be improved on. Obviously, there's a lot of things that Philippine football has improved already. A lot of things are going well, but like some parts of of Philippine football, it still needs to be addressed. Like you said, this and us also our Football 101, which is coming up right now. We're going to be talking about referees. Now, this is something that gets talked about in a lot of the press conferences that I've handled with the coaches and then the players. They always say, it's such a pleasure to play in front of these people and the quality of play is getting better. I just wish the referees would get better as well. That's what I hear all the time from everybody.
What?
And, I know a lot of the referees. I see them at the office and I get to meet them and they're good people, but if you're going to just identify, separate from who you are as a person, your performance on the pitch. I get to call the games. I get to see the replays. I see it more black and white than anybody else. Dude, that was a horrible call.
Speaking of the referees, did you guys see the one on Facebook that I shared? I forgot who posted it.
No.
Sinapak ng referee yung player. Binigay pa ng red card. Meron pang lalaban, may papasok pa, parang sinasabi niya, sige, parang hinaamoy pa. And then you see the posts, the comments, divided eh. I've seen posts from players saying, good job, ref. I've seen posts that I don't know from whom, that's not supposed to be.
Right.
Everybody knows, but we're all human, so I have no comment about it. That's why I just reposted it. I didn't say any comment because if I do say a comment, then somebody might misconstrue what I'm saying, what I explained.
Where did this happen?
I think it looks like Southern America, Latin America.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the Football 101 now, just to give you guys an idea of the referee situation in every match. All right. So obviously there are 4 officials that you have to take note of. That's the referee in the middle of the pitch. What would you call him? The head referee, right?
Referee.
Okay, referee. So he's in the middle. He's the one keeping up with the play. Then there's 2 people helping him out. Those are the 2 linesmen, the assistant referees, as they're called these days. They're placed on the sidelines of each side. And then there's the 4th official in the middle, near the table where he's at. He's usually in charge of substitutions and what else is there? Recording all the
and
facts.
Also taking control of both sides, both benches.
Oh, that's right. And also he's used as a reference. For example, if there was a play that was missed, you can talk to the 4th official about it, and they'll
Before
decide.
it wasn't that way. 4th official is just there to take care of the records of whatever and maybe taking care, but they don't really calling the referee and say like this, like that. Now they're given more authority.
Right. Now, obviously, it's a tough job, right? There's 22 players on the pitch running around, and everybody, you can't spot each and everything, right? That's usually what's said by the referees. But, and there's a huge but to that. I mean, you look at it in higher levels of play where, there's a lot of shenanigans going on, but for the most part, the game is controlled. And sometimes the same cannot be said for some of the games that we play here.
Anto knows that very well. Don't we, Anto?
So, both of you, obviously, especially the both of you, as coaches, Anto, as a player as well, you guys have your frustrations about the officiating. Be addressed here in our local setup.
Number one, my take. Number one.
Yeah.
Since we're a small community, everybody knows everyone already.
True.
All the coaches, all the players know the referees. After all knowing each other for so many years, why is there so much animosity between coaches and players against referees? The mutual respect is not there. Although, like I said, they know, I know all of them. I joke around with them. You know, I help them every Christmas. I won't mention, baka singilin na naman ako. you know, but what I'm saying is, me, I can talk to them straight.
Right.
Not as a coach, but as a friend. I'd rather talk to them as a friend kasi pwede ko murahin eh. Kasi pag if I talk to them as a coach, babawin niya sa laro ko.
Right.
This is where the point I'm coming to. They become personal. I've seen, I won't mention the names, but I've seen some referees, even when they are also assistant referees, putting their finger, behind like that, or just to satisfy their being a macho that dapat bumawi.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we don't have any psychological tests. We're not giving psychological tests to those who want to be referees.
Right.
So arrogance, ignorance of the rules and laws of the game, and all that shit. That's the one that makes it a problem for coaches. Okay. I mean, this past UAAP, we're rounding out the first round tomorrow. And yet, in the beginning, the first day, we got problems already. Like, remember, Relly San Agustin, our UAP commissioner for this year, mentioned that last week. He was our guest. And unfortunately, that first game was me. And I don't take anything sitting down. I will not accept. If it's a good thing, like, if I see my player really punching or striking another player like that, maybe I'll give it to him too. I'll tell you deserve it. Maybe if he's suspended one game from the league or whatever, I maybe suspend him twice that much. You know what I'm saying? But, as coaches, we teach our players the rules and the laws of the game. And we teach them the respect, okay, for the opponent, for your teammate, for the officiating officials. But how can people respect the referees if day in and day out they make the same mistakes? Some are more verbal than the rest. Some will say something else just so it won't be mistaken as telling you, shut up. You'll never see a referee say, shut up, or even an assistant referee say, shut up, let alone to the audience.
Right.
But instead of saying, shut up, shut your eyes. Because everybody's saying, what? I mean, you know who we were talking about, no?
Shut your eyes. How does that work?
Everybody's watching, you know who we're talking about.
Play like that.
No, this guy, I've been helping him out through the years. I've been personally helping him out. Okay? I told him straight, as like a ninong, as a tito. I said, masyado kang bumunganga, masyado kang mayabang na. Ha? Huwag ka nang humirit. Gawin mo yung dapat mong gawin. Right. And I've told the chairman, I say chairman because there's a chairman for the NCRFA group and there's a chairman in the UFL.
Right.
Which I tell them, you need to put your foot down and teach these guys a lesson or two. Okay? Because we coaches, we do that to our players. Regardless of who our player is, a superstar, screw you. I don't need you. Right. You sit down. Like, watch my game tomorrow. Somebody's sitting down. Okay? Right. Just, we're not showing up. Okay? There are things that the referees need to hear in the Philippines. But actually, don't get me wrong, I'm not being personal to the referees in the Philippines, but God knows how I love the referees. My friends.
Can we get Anto's take on this? All right. I mean, there's some frustrations there. Obviously, taking it personal is one of the things that is one of the main points that you've put out. Is that whatever you say on the pitch, and it gets emotional. Let's admit that. I mean, it gets really emotional between friends, between colleagues. Stuff gets said, and particular words may be harsh at the particular point in time. And I guess what Coach Hans is saying, that nagiging personal yung situation. In your mind, what is the specific things that need to be addressed off the bat with the
I think
referees?
first and foremost, we need to have referees who are more educated. Actually, there has been a proposal way back, like as far as 5 years ago, to improve the educational level or the criteria for the referees. Like before they can take a particular course, they should have at least a college degree, etc., etc. And but I doubt if it has been implemented. So that's one very important consideration that we have to take up. And then everything starts from there, because personally, as a referee, if you feel that you're educated enough, you're credible, you will have more authority on the pitch.
Right.
One problem that I see that's very common among referees here in the Philippines, especially in the UFL, like when the game is, between a big club and a smaller club, some referees would really give in to the pressure of the bigger players. They would tend to keep their cards, even if, I've encountered big name players who curse at the referee.
Yeah.
And yet they don't receive
Not even a warning.
not even a warning.
Right.
So for a referee to demand respect, he himself has to feel that I am worth respecting.
Yes.
I deserve to be respected because I'm educated, I have vast knowledge of the sport, and I do my part, I work hard for my profession.
Right.
And I think that's very important.
It's a difficult thing for me to watch, when I'm seeing these games, and obviously there's fans involved now, and you hear them shouting abuse at the referee. Sometimes the referee's having a good game. They're just so used to the culture that the referee's always wrong, always making mistakes, and I guess that's partly their fault as well because of some horrible performances in the past. But sometimes a referee will have a good game and not get the credit for it, and you're hurling abuse at him on a regular basis. And I'm looking at the replay and I was like, good call again. That's a good call again. But you see one of these people who's sometimes it's a reputable guy as well.
Like I said, I'm the best friend of all the referees in the Philippines. Speaking of my record, I'm the most suspended. I've been the highest fined coach in the Philippines. But I still do congratulate them.
Yeah.
When they do a good job, I do after the game. Pero sometimes some of the other refs are closer to me than the rest. I say, as game, tangina mo, minsan-minsan lang to. Ganun, baka sa sunod na game, palpak ka na naman. Jokingly.
Yeah.
They don't take it personal.
Yeah.
But the thing there is, like I said, the education there. When Anto's talking about education, let's not talk about just academics, huh?
Yeah.
The 2 years of college. No. Education is knowing how to treat other people.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't talk to the crowd, never. Years past, decades, I've been telling the referee or even the assistant referee, wag mo akong kausapin. Wag kang sasagot ka pa sa akin, ha? Sasagot ka pa. Gawin mo na yung report mo pagkatapos ng game. Ayusin mo yung, control. And some referees, like I said, become personal. They're so freaking paranoid when they hear Coach Hassan's voice and cursing. They always think that I'm cursing them. No, it has happened to me more than once. I said, I ended up cursing them. I said, ikaw pag sinisigawan ko. Player ko sinisigawan ko. Okay. They hear me throw a table or a chair or whatever. They think it's towards them. But it's actually towards my player. Things like this. Then again, like to Bob Guerrero, thank you for the picture. I remember it's not because of the referee. I got pissed off on my player, that's why I wanted to throw the chair. Not because of the referee. Anyway, not everything the coach shouts or curses or whatever. Right. You said it's passion. It's not always towards the referee.
Right.
Okay? It's not always towards the referee. But the thing there is, when we talk about respect, of course, it's respecting the rules of the game. We're not stupid. We're not be coaching.
Right.
If Anto didn't know shit about football, he'll not be coaching UP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or for the other coaches, for that matter, if they're coaching the higher level, like the collegiate level, that means they know something already. Of course, they used to play. Just like all the referees, some of the referees, I think all the referees have played.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tell them, naglaro kayo dati. But iba yung... Oh, thank you. Thank you for showing it again. That is not because of the referee.
Sorry, for those watching or just listening to this on audio, they just put up a picture of Coach Hans throwing the chair again. Yeah.
I remember! Security came to me, sir. Hindi ka pwede manigarilyo. Kaya
Anyways, continue.
What I'm saying, yeah, the respect. The education, what Anto was saying earlier, education. Education in all aspects of the word. Aspects ba? Aspect. Ikaw nerd, sabi mo.
Go for it.
Okay.
They know what you mean.
But the thing there is, education means knowing the rules and laws of the game. Knowing how to deal with people. Because when you're a match official, look, in the world, around the world, the number one who's retired now, what's his name? Scalbo, Italiano.
Gianluca, Italian.
Yeah. He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's a freaking lawyer. There are in the World Cup. You think these guys are just referees? That's their
That's just
they
the
got a
sideline.
day job.
Yeah.
Policemen, military men, no, not military. Sorry, police, lawyers, architects, doctors. They're there because they love the game also. That's why you see the respect. Like what Anto's saying, if you're there and you know the players know that you can't deal with this referee. No bullshitting around with this guy because he's serious.
Right.
So the respect is there. So there's a mutual, it's a mutual thing between player, coach, and referee. So what I've told the seniors, the higher ups of the referees associations and groups, committees here, is I said, huwag tayo masyadong barkadahan. Kung barkadahan, pero pagdating sa laro, tawagan nyo yung tama.
Right.
Tawag nyo yung tama because where do you see a referee decide on something, regardless of what, when his back was towards the game? When I say game, where the ball is.
Right.
Okay? That's stupid. That's idiotic for me. You never turn your back on the game. Never,
Not on the action, for sure.
Yeah, when I said the game, where the ball is.
Yeah.
Even if the referee or the goalkeeper has caught the ball and no threat, you turn your back. You don't do that. You always have to look at the word. That's number one. And for the information of the public, the referee doesn't run around in circles, folks. The referee runs diagonally. If we are talking about the field like this is the length of the field, okay? He runs like this, diagonal. Why diagonal, you may ask? It's because if he runs this way, he has the assistant referee on this side. The second assistant referee will always be the one on the far side of the main stadium, meaning where the coaches, the benches are, and where the fourth official tables are. Okay? If he runs this way, of course, it's because on this side is the first assistant referee.
Right.
So that's the way they run. But it is not easy also to be a referee. Because number one, there's been so many international, now in the past. But listen, if players have physical tests, fitness tests, so do the referees and assistant referees. Oh, when they come in for, let's say, a World Cup, they come in as early or even earlier than some teams do. And every day, they have 2 sessions. Classroom session for refresher course.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thirsty. Kaya refreshment. And then in the afternoon, they have the fitness. They do Cooper tests, just like the teams do. And like I've asked the players, sometimes I ask my players, trivia question. Who runs the most in a football match? Coach, midfielder. Coach, striker. Mga tanga. Referee. The referee runs more. And that's a given. Nobody can contest me, okay? Don't contest me on that because that's a FIFA. It has been studied. The referee runs more than the player.
Should, anyways.
No, yeah, should, yes. Referee can stay in the middle, stay there in a circle,
Sometimes
okay?
you get some lazy ones,
Even, okay, you can't, they run a lot more because a player, in the recent studies, will only touch the ball, or the game's being played only 30 minutes out of 90. 30 minutes. The 60 minutes is all fouls outside, whatever, delays, injury times. Yeah. But play is mostly, the game is mostly played 30 minutes only. Okay? Now you learn something, huh? Okay, I don't know if, never mind. It's really take 30 minutes. There's a certain team that is undoubtedly the how do you call it? Who has beaten that study. Can you name it?
Barcelona?
Exactly. Because we're tiki-taka.
Because they keep the ball
They
forever.
keep the ball.
Fall asleep.
Bam, bam, bam,
still
bam,
have the
bam.
ball.
They're the ones who keep the ball. They actually hold the ball about 40
40
minutes
40 minutes.
out of 90 because of possession. Now, okay, not only injury time or whatever, also shots. Because these are dead balls, a lot of dead balls.
One of the things that I see about the referees, if we're going to stay with the referees here for a second, I feel like, they could avoid so many explosive situations on the field if only they could just explain themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, being as you're a player, what is that like? Like sometimes they'll make a call, and I can lip read from time to time, just asking, what was that call, right? It was just a question. And then you get a stern face, a bit of a warning, and then tell you to run away. I don't understand that, because you could, as a referee, you were very much supposedly, educated about the game. So you could just say, clear cut, this was the call, move along, and you don't get that. Why don't we do that? Why doesn't that happen?
Personalities. For
Yes.
me, a player has a personality,
Right.
or you don't become a player.
Right.
A coach has to have a personality, or else you don't get the respect of your players, or from the crowd or the fans.
Yeah.
So with the referee, not necessarily the assistant referees.
Yeah.
Assistant referees are just like robots. They just keep quiet and just help assist the referee.
Yeah.
The referee is like the god in the football match. He's the only one who can say if the game's over or not.
Right.
Okay, regardless of how many minutes he adds on.
Yeah, but why doesn't he explain? Why doesn't he just explain? That's what I
I think
want to know.
it comes from the fact that they,
Go back to the first thing that you said.
maybe they feel like, oh, this player is maybe better educated than
Right.
I am, or that's why they actually they take it, they doesn't take it very very well when you question them.
Right.
They feel like you're attacking their authority
Threatened.
when you're just there to seek clarification.
Yeah.
I've actually come up to a number of referees after the game or during the halftime and tell them, ref, we just wanted to seek an explanation for your call,
Yeah.
and that was all we were asking for. Why couldn't you give it then?
I think we're talking about one referee, no?
Because it's very frustrating.
Very,
It's
very.
very frustrating.
I
You
can bet.
come up to him in a very nice manner.
Yes.
You ask him, ref, ano yung tawag na yun? And then he would just tell you to back off. And, when in fact, they should be the first one to tell you, okay, this is what the
Yeah.
call was, this was what I saw. It's as simple as
Yung mga
that.
iba pa nga, bastos pa yung masagot. Kung hindi nyo kaya yung rough play, huwag na kayo maglaro. Parang ganun. If I hear that, if I hear that, even if the player, if the referee tells the other team, and I hear it, you know what I'm saying? Hihirit ako. Or I'll go to the fourth official, I'll go to the referee and say, whatever. Ano yan? Anong klase yan? You can't do that. What I've always been saying these past few months, the cup, nadagdagan pa dito sa UAP, is unbecoming of a match official. What they do. Not all, mind you, not all.
Yeah.
But there are really only a few. That's a problem that has been here for decades. Recruitment of new referees, to educate them, teach them how to officiate a match. That's the thing. Because maybe they think the other thing, maybe, konti lang bayad eh. Which is another thing also. Like I said, I'm their best friend. Kawawa rin yung mga referees for the pay that they get and the verbal abuse that they get
Oh, absolutely.
for not only from the coaches, from the players, but from actually the players are the least who give out this compliments to the referees.
Yeah.
Okay, because of course they want to stay on the field, right? So they get a lot more abuse from the coaches, staff, bench, and crowd.
Crowd.
Oh, lalo na yung crowd.
Oh.
And I coach, I coach, But when I watch games, oh my God, the things that the other fans tell the referees, parang personal na talaga, grabe talaga. I mean,
you know what's bad? And if even Coach Hans is squirming, he's like, oh, how could you guys say that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm like that. Like I said, I'm Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I mean, all of us coaches, I think, are like this.
Yeah.
Don't deny. Ganun ka rin. Nagkakapasan-pasan rin.
We are good actors.
Yun. But that's the thing It's like I said, you don't bring work home. Right? So if you're not coaching, you're a spectator, of course you'll get your comments about his games. But sometimes when you hear things or you see things, did he just do that? Or did he just say that?
Yeah.
I mean, ganun ba ako? Diba? Ganun ba ako? No, but I've been telling my friends all the time, speaking of the referees, I've been telling them, especially like I said, the seniors and the heads, educate them more.
Yeah.
Like, one time, I went down, I said, why did you give the yellow card? Hindi mo alam yung rule. Sabi mo, basa-basa ka naman ng Sumagot, nakatalikod pa sa akin, matagal na ako natuto, coach. Parang ganun. Malas niya, next match day, I was watching, I was going up the stairs, he was coming down, so no way out. So I told him straight, I went like that. Sasagot-sagot ka pa. Coach, pwede ba yun? Yung asking me about the infringement that supposedly that he gave the yellow card. I said, magbasa ka na nga Because I just came back from AFC Match Commissioner's course. And these are the new things.
Coach, I think you need to show them how to ref, how to officiate a game. I think you will do a great job.
We should have Coach Hans
I was thinking, before, seriously, I was thinking, but if I do that, these people are saying, puta si Coach Hans, alam mo siya yung Diyos ng football, alam niya. No, but seriously, I can give them like one half a day or something, or just 2-3 hours of telling them what a referee is supposed to be, how you are supposed to be.
We should do this.
Who you are supposed to be.
I'm so sick and tired of people complaining about the referees, and the problem with that is I don't think it's wrong for people to complain when they see something wrong. That's the good thing. You don't want to be passive about when you're being screwed. But the thing is, how do we change it? That's the biggest frustration is, you guys have a lot of input in terms of what are the things that are being done wrong, but how do we remedy the situation? And there's so few of them. I see it that it's a little cliquish as well. It's like you had a horrible game, but your assessment on the paper is going to look as if you did great. And it's because they're protecting each other, right? They're just one little group, and nobody's going to get an F. Yeah. Nobody's going to get an F and be like, dude, you sucked in that game. Nobody's going to tell them that. So everybody on paper is doing decent, while when you watch the games, it's like, shit,
Speaking
man,
of
get
education for the referees, you will clearly see this on their match reports. I'm not putting them down or what have you. I've told the chairman and all that. Sabi ko, bakit? Kailan ba English? Nahihirapan sila mag-report sa English. Kailan ba English? Nasa Pilipinas tayo
Yeah.
And funny, coming from a foreigner, I'm telling them, magsulat na kayo sa Tagalog para maintindihan lahat.
Yeah.
Kasi in-English nyo, pwede kayong tirahin Because if I'm the coach of the other team that the referee is reporting about, I can get away with it, which I have. Twice or 3 times. Okay? Which I have, I admit. Because I saw that and I told them, kaya hindi nyo ako na-suspend. Kasi maling report nyo. No, directly.
Yeah.
Like I said, pare Jing, I mean, Anto, I'm for football. I don't care. You fucking suspend me. If I deserve it, I'll take it. If you try to suspend me but I don't deserve it, I'll fight it. But at the same time, I will teach you after the ruckus of whatever happened. I'll talk to you as a friend, as a senior, and tell you, sulat nyo na lang sa Tagalog.
Right.
Tagalog rin, Pinoy na rin magbabasa Di ba? It's not like the local tournaments here na lahat ng reports natin isi-send natin sa FIFA. Local lang yan. Dito lang yan.
Yeah.
So, that's why their reporting is wrong because they're trying so damn hard to put it in English.
That in itself.
That goes back to the education.
Yeah.
Because people get away with it.
Yeah.
No. People get away with it. I'm telling you. Magulang ang Pinoy. Okay? Naturally, magulang ang Pinoy. So, gagamit sila ng mga excuses, rason, kung saan makalusot. Alam mo, ganun ng Pinoy. Kung saan makalusot, lulusot. Di ba? So, it's that thing na the education, when we talk about education for everybody for that matter, not just referees, coaches, players, even fans, is a very big, broad thing, okay? It's not education, academics only. We're talking about academic education in all aspects of the game, okay? But the excuse that they always give us is wala na ibang referees.
It's
wala
true.
Ibang referees. Like the past, like the last Alaska Cup, there were 55 referees. And I said, what? Saan nyo nakuha yung 55? Kasi may UAP games yun eh. And that day, that Saturday, Sunday, they just left 4 referees to the UAP to officiate 2 games on Saturday, 2 games, 3 games on Sunday. Parang ganun. Sabi ko, saan nyo nakuha yung 55? Oh, Saturday pa lang, Sunday came, ang daming reklamo na. And, again, same individual referees that have gotten so many complaints from the UFL clubs and from the UAP. We're also there in Alaska. Alaska is a 7-a-side festival. This is supposed to be a fun thing.
Yeah.
But they screwed up there also. And acting like they knew the rules. In a festival, I explained that before, I think, festivals, you got your own rules. No one can question that. If I'm the one organizing a festival, I make my rules. You, coach, player, you cannot question because that's what I want.
Right, you're
that's
the organizer,
rule.
right?
But if you're playing 11-a-side organized, there's no other thing but to follow FIFA. Okay? FIFA is nothing. FIFA doesn't cover 7-a-sides. This is festival. Festival, like I said, is R&R for me, rest and recreation.
Right.
Away from the daily rigors of training, 3 hours, 2 hours, 11-a-side, pokpokan. 7-a-side is having fun.
Yeah.
It's festival. That's why you play the whole day. If you're winning and winning, you play the whole day. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of football. So, referees, you have rules to follow that the organizers follow this.
And they didn't follow it.
Then I told them, kaya mo nga, 55 referees nga. Ang daming reklamo ko narinig. It's a good thing I'm not there because usually I'm the tournament director.
Right.
And when I'm the tournament director, I have my microphone and I will announce it for the referees to whole people. I find my ways of doing things where they just toe the line. You need to toe the line.
Right.
Okay? So, well, I think that's enough for the referees. Let's go to... Kawawa naman yung mga referees.
Right.
Sabi ni Jimmy sumugod. Sabi ni Jimmy sumugod sa akin, pare, huwag mo naman kaming tirahin masyado dun sa show mo, ha? Hindi, ngayon lang.
But coach, to be fair with the referees also, like it seems like we're putting all the blame on them. But in reality is a lot of factors have contributed as to why they seem to be making a lot of mistakes on the pitch. Number one is like what you've pointed out already is the very low salary. I think we don't make the profession attractive enough. For individuals or for potential referees who are, let's say, more educated on all aspects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. Referees have to feel dignified. We
Absolutely.
have to dignify the profession, and that's one thing why when you criticize them, they're on the defensive because they feel like,
Kami na naman.
I'm earning only this much, so may laban ba ako dito sa mga taong to? Parang ganun yung line of thought nila eh. But if we dignify the profession, we dignify the referees, we educate them, we give them a really good salary, then maybe they will have more authority on the pitch. But I think this also comes with the growing pains siya ng sport that is just developing.
Right.
I think someday we will go to that direction wherein we can really pay our referees well. There are more seminars, courses for them, and we can attract individuals, potential referees who are better educated and who have stronger personalities to the profession.
And obviously, bringing in these people will also give competition to the ones who are already there. Sometimes it's easy to rest on your laurels when there's nobody else.
Yeah.
There's nobody else going to replace me, right? So I can just do whatever the hell I want.
Speaking of recruitment for referees, sorry UFL, I've said this last year. You're still not acting on it. I gave a suggestion that if we have 20 clubs in the UFL, first and second division, but now we have how many? 18?
Well, 21.
Okay, 21. Okay, whatever number it is. I said every club, just one, adopt just one former player who cannot play or is just tired of playing, but still has the passion for the game. Has no place in the club. Put him in a pool, UFL pool, referees. The Referees Association will teach them, and they make a program for these guys. Right there and then, you already have 21. Okay, that's just one per club, one adopted by a club. I've said this last year. I've told some of the FA members, why isn't anybody doing this? I said, during a meeting, during the technical committee meetings, when we talk about referees, I have a lot to say, but this time I'm already so pissed off because let's stop complaining, let's do something about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's help them out. This is my suggestion that every club does. It's so easy. If the referee that comes from Green Archers, he will never referee a Green Archers game, not even as fourth official.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there, how many in the pool of referees now in the UFL, plus this, all of this. You can train them in the UFL youth. You can use them even for the other leagues. So women, girls, boys, high school, juniors, whatever. Put them there, give them experience. Okay? And then and make the salaries, even for the startups, a little more attractive, like Anto says. Because why do you think there's so many scalawags here in the Philippines, Metro Manila, police, military? Because look, where do they live? They live in the squatters area. Come on. You go to Europe, go to the States, they're taken care of. And when people see the police, they're happy to see the police. Here, when we see the police, it's either you want to fucking spit at them, curse them, shout them, kill them, or hide away. I mean, the respect, it's the same. When we were when Anto was mentioning about that one, the dignified and all that, right away, got in my head, simple, police. Kaya ganun. And there are two types of people who are threatened when they're being questioned. Either you back out, or you don't know anything how to answer, or you lash out at them. Because even Chiefy, during the last games of the Cup, Chiefy was telling me, Coach, nagtatanong lang kami, biglang yung sagot ng referee, talagang pabalibag Unbecoming of a match official. You can't do that. Okay? Like what Anto says, and I watch a lot of football on TV, they show a lot of, at least on my cable, they show a lot of
European football.
EPL, right? And sometimes Spanish, and even Dutch.
Yeah.
Players, which is the referee? Calm, cool, collected, pero talking.
And they will even call you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay calm, come here. And they will explain.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you see, when you notice here, when the referee gives a card, itsura ng mga player, parang gusto mong kainin yung referee. In the other countries, card, pack, turn your back. That's it.
Yeah.
Wala na.
Yeah.
Kasi alam nila, pag nagsalita ka, ano susunod?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Officiating is not the only thing that has to be moved up besides Philippine football's moving up. Like I said, it's organization also.
Yeah.
Referee officiating is it's just one of the problems that we have that we need to educate. It's not like we're saying that we don't have it, we do. Because we have people in the SEA Games.
Right.
We have people in the SEA Games that are officials. Okay? So, it's not like lahat bobo. Lahat marunong. It's just like I think you need to be talked to as a group properly. I think I will give a suggestion to the chairman of this, because I don't mind if I just talk to the UFL referees, because they're also referees of the others.
Right.
The NCRFA referees group. I'll try to get the other group together. Then maybe coaches can take their days with these referees, or gather all the coaches and tell the referees, ito yung ayaw namin. I think a dialogue of sorts, right?
Definitely.
Para magkaintindihan lang tayo, para may respeto. Kasi pag wala, ay habang buhay na tayo ganito.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to demonize them, I think.
I'll tell you how bad it is with me when I was younger. My wife was the one telling me when I was just newly married, and we're talking about almost 30 Party. Some almost 30 years ago. You know, when you sleep talk.
Yeah.
You know, my wife would say,
you're cussing out the referees.
out of the blue, breakfast. Yeah, hindi lang yun. My wife would just ask, anong offside? Ha? What'd you ask? Yung sinigaw mo kagabi, kung tulog mo eh. Hindi yan offside! Or, meron din akong sigaw in my sleep. Puta ref. Ganon. That's how it's got into my fucking life, even in my sleep.
It's ingrained in your system.
Even when I was a player, I would sleep always, my bed would always be against the wall.
Yeah.
Just to show you how fucking passionate I'm on the game. I would wake up sometimes with my toes sprained, or my knees swollen, or I got a book on my head, or my fingers are sprained. Why? Because I'm sleeping like that, I'm thinking football, dream football, and boom! Mag-heading ako. Pagising, putang ina ba ito? So when I started, that was when I was a player.
Yeah.
Then when I started coaching, yun na yun. Pero yung ano sa utak ko, yung mga calls.
Yeah.
So that's really bad, man. You know? Yeah, but it's funny, so come to think of it, it's funny, but to show you, I'm so engrossed with it, but I've learned to tame down.
Wow, yeah.
Tone down.
Tone down, clearly.
I've been mellowed a little bit. Oh, I'm talking, Dad, you seen me when I was still in high school? Baka elementary pa nga eh. Di ba? Yung nakikita mo ako, kung ano nung tantrums ko, kung grabing mga sigaw ko sa referees. Some referees, which I've told them also, ba't kayo takot? Yung mga iba sa inyo, takot kayo mag-referee pag ako yung, ako yung coach. Paano ka matututo? Hindi na sa nagyayabang. Pero, I say, to keep on your toes, hindi naman ako sisigaw na katangahan eh. Yung impossible, yung agyat man of the referee for just calling a foul, which is obviously a foul naman, that's sisigaw ako. Hindi. Di ba? Ako naman bumukang tanga eh. Di ba? To the other people, ako yung magbumukang tanga. Okay. Anyway, like I said,
let's move away. No.
Assistant. Okay.
Okay na yan. Okay na yung the referees. I mean, we've identified who are the officials on the pitch.
No, in short lang, Jing.
Yeah.
Assistant referees are the ones that were called linesmen before.
Yeah.
But to give them a little more dignity, they are called assistant referees.
Yeah, they flag offside.
Assistant referee 1. Assistant referee 1 is the one that's closest to the bench.
Yes.
Assistant referee 2, of course, obviously the other side. And they only run half of the field.
Yes.
First half, second half, they run the same line. There's no change.
Yeah.
Only the two teams will change sides. But the assistant referees will stay always on the same side. So there's no bias.
Correct.
All right? Now, they are there to assist the referee as well, they call assistant referees, not just to call offsides or outside balls. They can also decide if it's a goal or not. They can also decide for a foul.
Yeah.
If they see a foul, a handball or a striking or whatever, they can also raise a flag and the referee. But not all the time when the when the assistant referee raises his flag, means the referee will always blow his whistle. No.
Yeah.
If the referee sees it otherwise, the referee will calmly tell the linesman to put his flag down. It's okay, I saw your flag up, but I saw it differently.
You can overrule.
Overrule. But I've seen also games, a lot, not just my games, fortunately not my games, wherein an assistant referee overruled. May national finals.
What?
Nakita ko pa yung assistant referee. Galit pa! Galit! Tinawag ng referee. Ba yung referee man, tanga, referee, change.
But that's the kind of personality that we need for our referees.
Yeah, pero ito, masyadong mayabang. No, masyadong mayabang. Mali naman siya. Mali. Pero mali. Mali yung assistant referee. Hindi lang yun. Second assistant referee pa ang tumawag.
Second.
Oo. Tapos meron na ako nakita, referee for the next match. Papasok pa lang yung isang coach, game 1, let's say game 1, assistant, yung coach, galit. Itong referee, papasok for the next match. Siya pa yung sumagot dito sa referee. Babaeng coach. Hinamon ng babaeng coach. Yabang mo, suntukin kita dyan eh. Which is, referee, I said, pare, wala ka na dyan. Ba't ka sasagot-sagot ka? Parang feeling, you have no right to talk. You're refereeing the next game.
Right. Not in the one.
Whether you watch the game or not, you have no right to tell the coach. The coach already fired up and all that shit because her team lost and all that. Of course, papasok ka bang yabang mo. Anyway, moving on. Anything else? Anto, did I forget about
assistant referees? No, that's good.
Assistant.
That's good.
All right. Then the last official is
Oh,
the
but wait.
fourth.
We also have to mention that assistant referees, they only run half of the field, but they have to run like adjacent to the line, right?
That's where the biggest problem here in the Philippines
Yeah,
happens.
because then sometimes like the defensive line will already be a few feet ahead of them, and you're flagging offside.
Yes.
How'd you see? How'd you see?
You need the assistant referee should always, not sometimes, always be in line with the last defender of the defensive team on that side of the field.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Correct.
Okay, Team A.
There's no need for that.
Team A,
There's no need for that. They got it. Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm losing one. Anyway, assistant referee should always stay in line with the last line of defender. Not the goalkeeper, but the last line.
Yeah.
Whether it's one player, 2, 3, basta the last line. Now, moving on, last officiating officials, the fourth official. The fourth official is in charge of, number one, giving out the starting list form to both coaches.
Yeah.
Fourth official should be inspecting player identification. Okay? Fourth official has to check on who are the first 11.
Yeah.
Fourth official checks on the equipment, player equipment, meaning correct jersey, shorts, socks, shoes, and even shin guards. Fourth official is in charge of the substitution. No one can say when the substitution is made unless the fourth official has the form. And fourth official will also have to wait for the signal of the referee to send the player in. And the fourth official also controls the substitution. It's not, you cannot enter, the substitute cannot enter the field unless the other player that is being substituted steps out.
Right.
Like I said earlier in one of the few shows, like volleyball, on the line change. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, fourth official, you may think that just does all of this. No. The fourth official has also a vital part in the match. If the fourth official sees something that has, let's say, that has happened at the back of the referee, he can also call the attention of the referee. What usually happens is not the fourth official call the referee right away. The fourth official will tell the assistant referee 1. And assistant referee 1 will raise his flag same way as during a substitution where he holds a flag sideways. And then referee comes and the fourth official will say and tell the referee what happened, what transpired.
Yeah. And also, obviously, if you're a manager, you're a coach, you got to be careful because the fourth official is very close to you guys. So you got to be careful with what you say.
Fourth official, another duty of the fourth official is to make sure that only the coach is standing by the technical area, and only one coach can be standing in the technical area. Fourth official is also in charge if there is an outburst of any sort from a player in the bench, any of their coaching staff, head coach, whatever, or even from the manager. He can call the attention of the referee, and when that happens, normally that player or that individual from the bench will be thrown out of his bench area.
Correct.
The fourth official's duty also is to make sure that if there's a red-carded player, that red-card player is not in the bench.
But off.
Off, goes to the dugout, goes to the stands or whatever, but make sure that he or she, the fourth official, will make sure that red card player is out of the technical area where the bench are.
Correct.
Also, with regards to injuries and all that, only the fourth official, player comes back to the field of play from the center, when the fourth official will call the attention to the referee that this player is ready to come in. Actually, fourth official has a lot of duties too. Okay? Does the fourth official need to warm up with the referee and the 2 assistant referees? Yes.
Oh, got that one wrong. I
Yes.
shook my head.
Because if he doesn't warm up, he's asleep. I've seen it happen in an AFC. I was an official. Tulog. Wala yung, hindi niya binigay, hindi Pinoy. Hindi binigay yung substitution cards to one team. When I was really pissed off, what the freaking, anyway.
All right, be done with the referees.
Duties, mostly of the,
I wanted to ask Anto, obviously we got a little sidetracked with the referee talk, but you know how Coach Hans was talking about how he was so passionate about the game, he'd be heading his wall at home.
Man.
Yourself,
I'm crazy,
I see that, it seems like you're, obviously everything that you do is about football. Like, is there anything else that you do outside of the game? I mean, you're coaching.
Let's talk about your social life, Anto.
I mean, you're coaching, you're playing.
Social life?
You're playing, you're coaching. You're coaching 2 teams, and obviously you're preparing for Pachanga Dinaman on a regular basis. I mean, is there time for anything else aside from football, or is this is life?
When I get home, I watch football. No, I sometimes like because the past couple of months have been really hectic. So if I have like a rest period, I read.
Wow, nerd.
Pero coaching pa rin. Coaching or health. Like I'm into wellness, I'm into health.
See, I told you, we went to Starbucks, I asked him for coffee, I got my coffee, he got tea, not iced tea, sorry.
May antioxidants pa rin. I hang out with my friends once in a while, like over a couple of beers. I enjoy socializing with beer because I love beer, but I just don't get too drunk,
Yeah.
What's
the point?
Kasi pagsisisihan ko yung kinabukasan eh. Kasi I will feel sluggish, diba? Hindi ako makakilos ng tama. Anyway, so there. I like trying out new food.
Foodie.
Somehow I learned that from.
You know what's funny, pare? Yung buhay natin. I mean, you still have a lot of years to go. I've been doing this, like I said, over 3 decades. One of my dreams was to be a professional athlete, besides being a rock star. Same shit yata yan. Anyway, yung buhay ng professional athlete, I think we as coaches have lived it even before it happened. As an athlete. Meaning, our lives as coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like they say, it's more fun in the Philippines. You cannot feed your family with one job lang. So, we do a lot of other coaching jobs. Okay? Yung buhay natin, yung social life talagang bawas eh. Not like when I was in college. Free mind. I'll just play. Study sometimes. Kids, don't listen to me. Study hard.
Is that what you tell your kids?
Of course. You don't want to grow up like that, eh? Anyway, puro, yan, laro eh. Aral, laro, chicks. That's not necessarily in that order. Okay? It can be rumbled,
Yeah.
But later on, when you graduate, you move up, you have another chapter in your life. Now, come to think of it, I am living a life of a professional athlete, but as a coach. I football every freaking day.
Yeah.
Freaking every day. You gotta do this, and then after a while, sandali. I miss my friends.
Yeah.
But when you do that, wrong timing kasi yung oras mo iba. Ibang oras ng sa sports eh. Iba. Mas, alam mo, yung mga 9 to 5, mas masarap yata ang buhay nila.
Nah.
In terms of being
socially active.
Yeah, socially active.
Yeah, because you can 9 to 5, it's done. No more. I'm not taking my work with me. It's social time. And then clock back in at 9 o'clock. You can separate it that way. Football's a little bit more different.
You know what's funny, when I see coaches from basketball, volleyball, head coach, assistant coaches, they're together the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking see my assistant coaches. And they don't want to fucking see me also.
Yeah.
Kaya minsan, pag sabi ko, sabay kayo sa akin, hindi na coach, magko-commute kami or magbumotor na lang kami, ganoon. Tangina nyo ba? Ayaw nyo ko sumabay sa akin? But takot naman kayo ma-sermon. Because most of the time that happens eh. I'm driving my assistant coach my car. something comes up, putang ina, kawawa sila. You know? So, pero, yeah, basketball, they're together the whole freaking time. You know? Maybe some of the wives are already getting jealous. Putang bakla ka na ba? Kasama mo si head coach wala yun. Pero with me, screw that. I don't want to
What about you? So professionally, it's all football.
Yeah.
Professionally, it's all football. And it sustains you. It's a good living.
That's why you need to have like 3-4 for football professions.
Correct.
You cannot
It's-
here in the Philippines. No.
Yeah, it's not yet financially rewarding. Like, if you ask me if I can live on coaching alone,
Yeah.
no.
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 Okay. Now we have a very important question.
Coachings.
We have a very important question off of Twitter. Obviously, we're talking about Anto and all of these things going on in his life, professionally and all that. The question is coming from, actually, I don't know who it came from.
Chicks yata to eh.
But the question is-
This is a friend.
No.
sabi ka na eh.
That's not the question that you're looking at. The question is, are you single? That's not football related, but it came in and
I am, but I am too busy.
Parang
I don't even know you, but I'm too busy.
After the season na lang.
Parang si MVP. Parang si MVP. Walang asawa kasi sobrang busy, workaholic.
Ayan.
Nako,
Puta, showbiz sagot yan ha.
nako.
All right, so let's ask.
Iba yung case namin ni MVP ha. Iba.
Kalaruin lang. Kakalaruin lang.
Sigurado ako, sigurado.
Wala akong sasabihin. Kasi kukunin namin para magtulong sa show.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, most probably players.
Nagmalinis agad eh. Okay, from Twitter, Tesha Adaon, is that how you say your name?
Adaon.
Okay, what's the best advice on playing football or life in general that you have received or
Mag-hi
given?
muna ako kay Tesha kasi friend ko to from Meralco days.
Hi, Tesha.
Oh.
Thanks for sending in your question.
Friend lang
Given.
ha?
Oh, naman coach. Given. I've just learned this recently pero I think I've lived by that parang philosophy or belief. Maybe since I could say that I learned that from my longtime coach, Coach Bob. It's about success. And I learned that specific quote from one of American basketball's greatest or Hall of Fame coaches, John Wooden. For him, success was having that satisfaction and fulfillment in knowing that you gave your best effort in a particular activity or in a competition or a game. And it says a lot about coaches who focus on development, on improvement rather than winning alone.
Yeah.
Because many coaches, it depends on your philosophy as a coach. Some coaches would just tell their players, oh, no matter what, I want to get that win.
Yeah.
Regardless how you perform, we have to win. My approach naman as a coach is, once you give your best effort on the pitch, win or lose, you give your best effort. After the game, you can hold your heads up high and tell yourself, I gave my all. We stuck to the game plan. That's success for me. So that's one thing I'm trying to instill in my players and in my fellow coaches also. Receive. I got this from Coach Bob also. Like what marks a good player, what defines him from an ordinary player. It's how he makes his teammates better. So I think that's also one very important wisdom that especially young players should have.
I think that's a very good piece of advice, and obviously, clearly, it's something that you're putting into effect. I mean, we see how you play on the football field, and you're always shouting at people, not in a bad way. Always telling them to keep their focus and keeping everybody on the same page. We always like to call you like the general on the pitch. When you're out there, you're always helping people out. So obviously, you're helping your teammates become better. So that's a mark of a great player.
Pero si Coach Bob, Salvacion, marunong magsalita ng ganun, ha?
no?
Okay ka ba? Hindi lang ka pala si Raulo. May ano pa.
Hindi ka ba hindi ka ba nagda-drop ng mga gems na mga
every time we talk about Bob Salvacion, don't get me wrong, he's a very good friend of mine. Long ways. Basta pag nakikita ko yan, nag-iinsultuhan kami. That's how close we are. Ganun ako sa mga close friends ko.
I wanted to pick your brain, Anto, about, the last 3 years. The UFL was growing. It suddenly became something that you became interested in. You wanted to showcase your skills there. You wanted to make a run in the national team. You hadn't been playing competitively for how long up to that point?
I think 2 years.
2 years. And some people would drop off, get fat. You were obviously still keeping shape. But mentally, what was going through your head? The opportunity came. Were you absolutely confident that you would be able to make it? Because it was an astonishing thing. You weren't exactly of the right age to break through into the national team again. But a lot of people were pulling for you. And when we saw you and be effective in the games that you were participating in, it's obviously a huge inspiration for people who are maybe a little in their 24, 25, 26.
They're not so young.
Yeah, myself included, like I've been a Slav for the last 2 years, but I kind of want to get back and play competitively, and I don't have to look too far. You know what I mean? I just like, hey man, Anto did it. He went all the way to the national team, and that's freaking tough to do that. So what was your mindset at the time?
What really inspired me was watching the 2010 Suzuki Cup team winning against Vietnam. That really inspired me. I mean, seeing my former teammates, especially those who were there from the very start, where there were no perks at all. Our living conditions during training camps weren't the best. We didn't get anything from playing, so it was only just through mere passion. Chiefy, Ian, seeing them play their hearts out and win against Vietnam, wow, it really inspired me. It awed me, and but it was sort of bittersweet because parang deep inside me, I wished I could have been part of that team also had I not stopped playing. So, and I thought like, I want to be part of this team again. I wanna be with these guys who have really, shown the world how Filipinos fight. In whatever circumstance they are in, and then so that started it all. And then I was asked by Armand. He was playing for Kaya then. Like, Anto, that was I think March or April. The UAP was just concluded. He asked me if I wanted to play for Kaya, and without batting an eyelash, I said, yeah, sure, why not? I was really itching to play competitively again, and I felt I was ready because I was keeping myself in shape. So there I played the rest of the league with Kaya, and then after that, my mother club, which I played for 2 years, Diliman, they were still called Diliman at that time, which is Pachanga Diliman now. They formed Diliman again after a 2-year absence in the UFL, and then I joined them. I left Kaya, I joined Diliman, and then a good opportunity to play and prepare myself for the comeback trail to the national team was when Phil asked me if I wanted to play for Meralco. So very, very, I'm very grateful to these people who have given me the opportunity to play and get these, good chances to show what I can do still. And so I went to Meralco, and fortunately I got invited to the training camp the following summer for the national team, and there.
Man, I mean, just to hear Chiefy, who was on the show a few weeks back, talking about it took him 6 years to break through, to play for the national team again, and you saw it happen in 2010, all the heroics, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna buckle down and play, and you were able to do it within a couple years. That's spectacular stuff. I mean,
I remember Chiefy he was called in when he was 17.
Right.
He's not yet in the Air Force. He has got more noticed because, of course, Air Force only plays top level here in the Philippines. So he was pushed there. You never played for any youth team? Did you were
under 19?
Yeah,
under 19.
So you were there already. So Anto had already the experience also of playing international.
I see.
There are a lot of players actually, which I would have hoped that they would still get into what like Anto's doing now.
Yeah.
Coaching also,
Right,
youth
yeah.
and all that. Because we need more. You know, if we want to have more players, young players, we need more coaches. Okay, it's not enough. I'm tell you frankly, pare, I'm so happy to see Popoy, Francis, Liza, Franco. When I used to see them,
Si Franco, ano na lang,
ano na?
race ano na ngayon, nasa kay Coach Rio na.
He's into that now.
Talaga.
At least he's still active, yeah? But you know what I'm saying is, I used to see these little peepsqueaks, small kids play. It's a good thing they never fucking call me Lolo. Kasi sasapakin ko lahat yan. Pero when I see them play, when I saw them play, when they started, then now they're coaching also, I feel good. You know, no, sincerely, truthfully, I feel good because I've seen them coach. I've seen them teach their players, regardless of what team they're handling. We need more of this. We need more of this. I think we need more coaching courses also, just to give. You know, I don't fucking care. You pass, you fail, as long as you learn something. You know, it's not like every coach will be a coach of the national team, right? You need to work on something. You want to concentrate on something. That's where you are good at, or where you're better accepted at, right? Stay there. Like I said, stay there. You want to move up, you learn. It's a process. I'm still in a process of learning. I try to look for new things, okay? Even when I don't want to. When I'm tired, but I need to.
Yeah.
Or else I'll be fucking left behind.
Yeah.
And what I'm afraid of I just to give you a tip, what I'm afraid, personally, is I don't want people saying, oh, Coach Hans has passed his prime. Like what people are talking about Kuto.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen to me wherein they say, you know, matanda na hindi niya alam kung sino yung player. Ganun. No. That's why you gotta be sharp.
Right.
And you gotta continue learning, learn,
Yeah.
or else you're nothing. I'm a head coach. I run my teams with an iron fist. That also includes my coaching staff. But I listen to my staff. Regardless if they were my players before, they work for me now, or work with me now. But I still listen to them because I give them experiences outside. Whatever you learned, whatever you did, whatever you had before, come tell me. If it's viable, if it's good for the team, by all means, let's do it. If I see something wrong, stop. Why don't we do it this way? Then I put in my experience. Then let's incorporate stuff in all this, so the players enjoy. You know, I don't think you'd like to give them regiment. They have to enjoy playing.
Yeah.
Because that's how we got into sports. We love to play. Okay? If there's a coach that thinks he is all and everything, then you know, screw you, I'm going to go another team. I won't play. You know, you need to, because you were a player before. So, would you want to be playing like a robot? You know, even the military, even Air Force, Army, Navy, they have fun.
Yeah.
It's not that you think na puro military, sir, morning, sir. Yeah. Train you, sir. Meron yan. May ano. Because that is one thing that I'm very adamant with my coaches, especially in my grassroots and my elementary. I always tell them, make sure your players are having fun.
Absolutely.
You know, as a coach, you've done a good session when at the end of the day or at the end of the training session, your players are smiling and you feel like they're looking forward to the next training session.
Yes.
That's a very important thing.
Is it difficult for you, being as you're still mixing the two together? I mean, obviously there's still a lot of passion for you to play, and there's the coaching mindset as well. Did you ever have issues with the two of them together?
Actually, still continually playing helps me a lot with my coaching. Being under under coaches, I educate myself continuously.
Yeah.
So that's a very good thing for me as a coach. The only drawback now with my schedule is I don't get a lot of sleep anymore.
It doesn't look it though, man. You look good. You look good still.
That's why he's drinking tea.
Yeah. We're running out of time though, so we gotta wrap this up. I do have to ask you though, what's the future for Anto Gonzales? 3-5 years from now, what are we expecting?
I don't really know. I just go with what's there. No, actually, yeah, I take it in stride. What opportunities might come. But definitely, I'm gonna be with football for.
You know what I think, Jing, Anto, because every question we ask of our guests, especially those who are playing, they have the same answers, not in the same words. Because I think in sports, you can't say.
Right.
Because when you say, "Oh, I'm good for 2 more years, 3 more years," that's why I told Chiefy, ulul mo 2 more years. Hindi mo masasabi yun.
Yeah, kasi pagkatapos ng 2-3 years and you still want to play, pucha, you're
And for coaches to say, I don't know, after 5 years, I'll be finished now. No. Because if you are the passionate person with regards to sports, you're just doing it until such time where you're either terminated or you are forced to retire or resign. But just go on, and go on.
Right.
I think a coach, sport coach, is a personality wherein you just go until as far as you can. There are other aspects to a coach where he or she will only work at a certain time. You don't know if you're going to be there for another year or 2 or what have you. There's so many things that can happen.
Somebody could replace you.
Somebody could replace you. You got into a fight with your
superior.
You're a loser. Things like that. But sports, I think there's a term for that. Here we go again. It's like you roll something downhill, it'll just continue rolling.
Yeah.
It goes down, because you're not rolling anything going up. Okay, I'm not saying downhill.
This is the most painful end to an episode we've ever had.
Down. If there's another hill that goes up, and your roll is strong enough, the momentum will bring you up the hill again.
Correct.
But if it goes downhill all the way, then you don't know when you're going to stop. You know what I'm saying? Deep well, you throw a coin, you don't hear anything. But putang lalim pala.
So you just stop whenever it happens.
It will happen.
If it happens.
It just happens. I think that's the thing that's with regards to sports coaching.
Yeah, man. Well, we hope that.
Unless you lost interest or you're tired,
definitely.
then you retire.
With playing, I will definitely play until I enjoy it and until I feel like I'm still improving.
Yeah.
Sa coaching naman, as long as my passion to teach, to make players better is there, I'll keep on coaching.
Awesome.
It's a thing that's nice about coaching, sports coaching. It's number one, it's your passion. There are coaches in other sports that are 15, 30.
What's that mean?
Habo ng sweldo.
Right.
Oh, assistant coach lang.
Right. Obviously not the case with the two of you. I mean, we got to wrap this show up. Once again, thank you so much to Sarah Sasal Football Club for supporting the program. Obviously, thank you guys so much for continuing to support the show. We hope that you have all downloaded the podcast app and has clicked subscribe on the Hands-On NMF so you guys can continue to watch all the shows when it drops. For everybody who's watching live right now on live.nmfnetwork.tv, thank you and thanks for watching the show. And we'll be back next year for more Hands-On NMF. Thank you so much to Anto Gonzales.
My pleasure.
For coming on. Obviously,
you'll be coming back.
One of the most sensible people in football. I like to think on the pitch and off it as well. Thank you for spending your time over here.
Much.
Follow NMF TV on Twitter. That's at NMF TV. And like them on Facebook for exclusive content and promos. Like us, we're part of that, right? And follow us on Twitter and all that. You guys will see it on the show.
Before I forget, Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all, and have a safe New Year.
Yes. Don't lose any
Safe.
fingers. Yeah, I've got my.
You want to
Happy
see 10
holidays,
fingers
Cardigan.
and 10 toes when 2014 comes in.
14 naman.
Ang mali ko. Lasing na ako. Anto, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We love you again, ha?
Yeah, hopefully
My
see you
pleasure.
soon. Right. See you guys.
And your first guest next 2014, you will know. Once we know. It's becoming a regular thing.
See you guys. Peace.